What is up, you guys? It's your boy Legendary Z, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that many I feel have overlooked because it hasn't been an important one, at least not yet. But I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to talk about today Vegeta and his place in the Universal Tournament. Now, with Vegeta in this tournament, we've got a few things to look at and what he potentially can do and what might happen and what to expect. Right now, what I'm thinking is Vegeta in this tournament is going to have a really, really great showing. Maybe he's going to, I don't know if he'll be the one to make it to the finals, because if you remember back in the last tournament, he did pretty much do most of the work for Universe 6 when they faced off in that tournament for the Super Dragon Balls with Champa and Beerus. If you look at the way Vegeta has been as of late, you'll see that he's kind of gotten to the point where his attitude has changed, and you can see it in the little parts that we have had him in Super for the past few weeks, since he's been waiting around for Bulma, being pregnant, and, being a bit on edge. But overall, that I feel like is going to tie into Vegeta in this tournament. I'm going to tell you why. You notice something with all the promotional items for the tournament, like the posters, if you notice, like the promotional stuff, like the posters, the promo images, and even the opening video package for Dragon Ball Super now that they're using with the new opener with Limit Breaker, I believe it's called. You'll see Vegeta in all of those has almost a calm, restful look on his face. You see him in the picture in the Universal Survival Arc promotional, the original picture that came out that got everybody so excited. Vegeta's face is just as calm as it can be. And I know everybody else looks a bit calm too, but Vegeta in particular, that stands out because normally he's got at least a mean or a smug look on. He's just really just calm, laid back, and that's what you've been seeing lately with him with Bulma as well. As far as look back to how Whis and Goku kind of not nitpicked but nagged on him, kind of poked fun at, like, why don't you just come train with us? Who cares? I mean, she's having a baby, you don't need to be here. Goku even said, I was dead when my son was born, so I mean, she'll be all right. But Vegeta, he was just like, no, I have to stay here. I have to do what I have to do. And that ties in, and I'm shocked they didn't even touch on this, with Whis being right there. This ties in the way Vegeta's been acting. It ties right into the training that Whis gave him and Goku initially at the beginning of Super, telling Vegeta you need to remain more calm in fight. You need to keep a level head. You need to keep a calm mind. You need to stay calm, cool, and collected. Just like he told Goku he has to be a bit more serious and stop being so lackadaisical. We've seen Vegeta in a few fights so far, like the fight against Golden Frieza. He had a few moments where he burst out on Frieza just because of the overall history they have together. But then you look at the Universe 6 arc when he faced Vegeta, when he faced Frost. I mean, when he went up against Frost, he was a bit ticked off, but like I said, that's that Frieza history there. When you look at the way he faced off against Vegeta and Kabe, even though Kabe, that's a bit different of a story because, he's another Saiyan, and Vegeta almost took him under his wing in that fight. But Vegeta in that tournament, all the way through, was calm, collected, and he wasn't even using his God mode. He was just using I feel like it was his base form, pretty much at its maximum level, burst into Super Saiyan a few times just for the sake of a fight, like with Vegeta when they got a little too hot in there. Those kind of things, he didn't really, even when he was getting pushed to his limits, he was still keeping a level head and thinking, actually using his mind, not just just shooting off 1,000 ki blasts like we've seen Vegeta do in the past after one thing doesn't work, and then he gets his ass kicked and he's knocked out before you know it, laying on the ground waiting for a Senzu bean. This time around, you got to see Vegeta actually think, process, and fight in a way that was a bit more technical, I guess you could say, or he was a bit more of a tactician. I don't know if that's the right word to use there, but I'm going to use it anyway. And then you can see perfectly, as clear as day and night, the change in the fight with Hit. As soon as he came up against Hit and started having issues and couldn't figure out his style, Vegeta, even in his full power Super Saiyan Blue form, could not beat Hit, couldn't even touch him. Even though Goku, a few moments later, even though he did read his fighting style a little bit, he kept a calm, cool head and still was able to put up a fight against Hit and even the playing field for a certain amount of time in the fight. And you see even Goku, the Whis training there, Vegeta didn't follow it properly, nor did Goku, because Goku kind of turned, he did, take it seriously to an extent, but Goku still had that urge, like, I just want to get a really good fight here. This isn't a death fight, so let's just do whatever and have fun. It still shows that the training Whis has given them, just that little tidbit of information, is actually very vital to becoming to mastering your Super Saiyan, or not even Super Saiyan, but mastering your God Ki. And you see things like Vegeta, when he fought against Black, first time around, he was enraged, my Bulma, you did all this, you killed my wife, and then Vegeta, before you know it, he's laying on the ground with a hole in his stomach, beaten down by Black in his full power. And then what does Vegeta do? You see him go and do that training. He's in the room of space and time. And when he comes out of that room, well, after he destroys the room with his just sheer power, he looks more calm and seldom than Vegeta has ever looked, especially after training at least. In that capacity, he's looked more calm than I think I'd ever seen Vegeta right then and there. That alone right there shows you Vegeta is on his way to mastering Super Saiyan Blue, and with the time skip we've had, you know how Goku said he hasn't had anyone to really train against or fight with over a while. It's been a while since he's had an opponent. Just like in that time period, we don't know exactly what's gone on, but I'm pretty sure Vegeta wasn't sitting hand and foot by Bulma from day one of the pregnancy all the way now to the end of the 9 months. You know, he's probably been training, finding ways to master. And if anything, this Bulma situation, now this is just a bit of speculation, but it kind of is backed up by the series so far. With the way this Bulma stuff has been going, with the way Vegeta's been handling it, you can kind of see Vegeta has, maybe he's taking that time to kind of learn how to keep his mind at peace, stay a little more, you know, level-headed and not be so, balls to the wall, ready to kick someone's ass, upset, angry about something. And I feel like Vegeta here in this tournament is finally going to attain, or at least achieve, full power of Super Saiyan Blue. And it's partially due because Goku, you see he's getting a power-up. And every time Goku's getting a power-up, or at least somewhere in that area, like in that time period, you've seen it with Super Saiyan, you saw it with Super Saiyan 2 and 3, Vegeta finds some sort of a power-up as well, or some way to boost his power, at least before Goku shows him the new power. Vegeta thinks he's achieved something new, and Goku just stays one step ahead. Just kind of a Dragon Ball theme throughout the entire thing, and it may be a bit annoying. It's something to expect, so I would say get ready for Vegeta powering up, but it's not going to just be for the sake of just powering up. The reason Vegeta, I feel, will power up and have an actual need to, this is just my prediction. I don't know if it's going to be true, but I'm banking on this right now. At some point in this tournament, the Universal Survivor arc, Vegeta is going to face off against none other than the man we saw in episode 79, Toppo. Yeah, not Basil. He's going to face off against Toppo, the man who is set to become a god of destruction. Now, with the Guardian Troopers, or whatever they're called, I'm just going to call them the Dragon Ball Avengers for the sake of not knowing the name right off the top of my head. Those guys, the Buff Jocko, the one that looks just like Beerus, or at least the Beerus race, and Toppo, which we've gotten an actual reveal on, what he looks like. With Toppo, these guys are going to be on a different level. And while the Man in Black was revealed to be Toppo, and originally the silhouette, everything about it looked like it was going to point to the Jacko guy, I feel like regardless of how that was presented to us, they're not going to change everything about that. The opening is still Goku fighting the buff Jacko, so I don't think that's going to change just because the guy in the hood is a different character now. That's not going to change. I don't see that at all. But I do see Goku taking him on, and in that same fight, we're most likely going to have, or in that same 3-on-3, if that's still the case when the tournament gets there, we're still going to have Vegeta taking on the next strongest person, or if not the strongest person on the team, and it's going to be Toppo. And Vegeta is going to show his shit there. He's going to show that he's mastered the Whis training to some extent, at least, if not perfectly mastered, in order to show that he's better than Goku. He's stronger than Kakarot. That's what he's going to want to say. That's what he's going to want this tournament to show. It's a tournament of power, not a tournament of, let's just go out and have fun. And even if it was, he'd still want to outdo Goku just for the sheer sake of outdoing Goku. That's kind of what he lives for, So I will say with this tournament coming up, I'm gonna have to bank on this. It's gonna be Vegeta versus Toppo, and Vegeta, just like we see in the opening video package now, and just like all the promotional material, like I said before, Vegeta's got a calm demeanor. He's learned to master Super Saiyan Blue, and we're gonna see Vegeta's power on an entirely new level. I don't know if it's gonna be something along the lines of Royal Super Saiyan God or something. I don't think they're gonna do all that. It would be nice. It'd be a nice touch back on Vegeta's history. But I don't see that happening. It's probably just going to be some new form, or at least a boost in, maybe it's going to be more than the Zenkai. It's going to be at least maybe some aura modification, something to show Vegeta has attained a higher level. Or they could just flat out have Vegeta have a straight up one-on-one, bare-knuckle, great fight with Toppo. But it's definitely going to be Vegeta versus Toppo. That's my prediction, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think Vegeta and Toppo are going to face off in this tournament at all? Do you think Vegeta's going to even have a great showing? I mean, it's kind of a dumb question to ask. He's kind of the second to Goku, if not the A1 to Goku's 1A. But how do you guys think Vegeta's gonna do in this tournament? How far do you think he's gonna make it? Do you think he's gonna go further than Goku? I mean, because technically he did last tournament with the Universe versus Universe tournament for the Super Dragon Balls. I mean, it's up in the air, but at least one thing I think we can guarantee on is Vegeta will have a additional boost in power or some potential new form. I don't think it'll be anything too drastic because Goku's is looking like it's not going to be anything major, but we're definitely going to get something new for Vegeta. And I mean, that's pretty much the most I can say on this right now. But with the further episodes coming in the weeks, I will talk on that. And if we do get more Vegeta time, I will do more videos on this. And in the meanwhile, I want you guys just hit that like button, subscribe if you want to stick around for more videos. I will be doing more videos maybe on a daily, if not every few days. I'm gonna try to get out more content, and if it's every few days, it'll be more than one video at a time. Okay. But as usual, what I want to tell you guys is stay lit, stay legendary, and I will see you guys for the next one. Peace.